So let's ask the next person, next finalist to come down. Haobo Gong, founder and CEO of WanTide China, as well as a gentleman who will be doing some translation, okay? So please, your clicker, sir.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. It's not important who I am. I'm just translating for Haobo. And the reason for that is Haobo has never been overseas, and he was not educated overseas. This is the first time he ever presented in the conference outside of China. But in my opinion, I believe that it's the idea that matters. It's not what language you speak that matters. So from this perspective, I still need to help him do a little translation to facilitate the communication between you guys. But basically, everything I say will be like his idea coming out of my mouth. So that's why I'm saying that it doesn't matter who I am. So the topic today is disrupting the out-of-home media. The first question is that why? Okay. So why do we choose out-of-home media as our adventure? And the reason for this is that I don't know whether you notice or not, the average consumer spends 70% of your time out of home. Like every single person in this room, you're away from your home, right? And the 30% of the time you spend in your house, guess what? I guess a lot of time you spend on the bed sleeping, right? So it's natural to think that maybe people should be spending more money, more marketing dollars on out-of-home media. But the reality is like only 4% of all media spend is on out-of-home media. And there are also some other statistics produced by Nielsen saying that out-of-home media, they provide the most cost-effective reach at the lowest CPM. So basically, when you think about TV CPM, and you divide by half, that's the CPM you get from out-of-home media. And it's becoming more and more popular these days because I don't know whether you noticed, for those of you who flew in and you go through all those airports, you begin to see more and more digital screens. So it becomes easier and easier to monetize the space, monetize everything you see. So with all this being said, so why is it that we are trying this and nobody else has been very successful, honestly, at this moment? Now, there are several reasons. The first reason is the market fragmentation. For example, if you want to buy from a screen from the airport, you need to talk to the car. If you want to buy from an elevator screen, you need to talk to Captivate. So if you want to buy from a stadium, you need to talk to whoever manages that stadium. So all this fragmentation, there's no a single place like if you want to buy display, you can go to AppNexus and you can go to Trade Desk. For video, you can go to Videology, TubeMogul, and Trade Desk, right? Out-of-home media doesn't have that. And second thing is measurement. So far, out-of-home media doesn't have a very solid currency that everybody agrees upon, and that make a lot of marketers nervous because you don't know what you are getting, right? A lot of out-of-home providers, they say that they sell this screen to you by how many months, how many screens, but that's not a currency. A screen, nobody in front of it, is worth nothing compared to another screen in the busy subway or a busy bus station. So, and the third thing is the workflow. Okay, if you work with one of those out-of-home vendors, you're going to know that the workflow is extremely inefficient. It takes sometimes it can take weeks for you to cut an aisle for them to get back to you, sign the contract, something like that. So that's why these days out-of-home media it's more like a panda. It looks cute. Everybody knows it, but not too many people think about it when you run a campaign. Because why? Because, well, it just seems like a lot of trouble. It's not like you think about getting a cat in your house. You think about getting a dog in your house. You never think about getting a panda in your house. Right? So this is why with all these challenges, and we just try to save the panda from extinction, and that's why we try to create a platform to disrupt the out-of-home media. Now let me hand this over to Haobo.
He cost many times. So I have to immediately to the end of the page. We build a platform with some data-driven workflow to the media operation manager platform. It including 5 core functions. First, supply-side platform is the ERP interface to manage resource and transform resource into the standardized product. 2, demand side. Third, maintenance. 4, CRM system. 5, financial support. Now we take a big data to show what we have done in 10 months. We have platform has 232 active advertisers, and we have contract more than 300. One of our partners have big change in 10 months. The times is real because the system is real and the platform run anytime and you can contact with it.
Just hold on a second. So I need to ask the jury here something. So obviously we have some language stories going on here. Do you want to get, his time is up, but do you want to give him an extra minute? I need to know from the jury what they want to do. Okay, so we'll give you 1 more minute. It's because of the language. It's obviously slowing things down here quite a bit.
Thank you.
And we appreciate, your courage coming out here, just to do this. Okay.
Thank you. You are so kind to me. The number is real, and we have a lot of clients and partners have earned a profit from this platform. During 10 months operation, our platform is proven efficiency at a resource owner increasing. Also, it have changed its client segmentation from 90% local company to 60% local company. We also improve marketing efficiency too, as proposal planning speeds up from 10 days to 5 minutes. And the most important resource utility increased from 40% to 70%.
Okay. So I'm afraid that's all the time we have. Let's give him a hand. If you could stand here, please. Thank you. So I'd like to ask the jury if they have any questions.
I have a question on the profiling of the user. Do you do any kind of targeting, of audience targeting? Do you did hour of the day or this kind of thing?
Right now, we do very minimum targeting because our electronic screen has not been deployed widely. So for the static screen, it's difficult to change the poster like multiple times per day. But that's actually the plan to make it more programmatic and do more targeting for different places. Some advertisers actually already started doing that. For example, nearby a college, they use one creative. Nearby a hospital stadium, they use a different creative. They try to do it more programmatic way, and we do our best to accommodate.
Any other question?
With these kinds of results that you're showing us right now, I mean, how's the demand from other cities in China to get you on board?
You're asking whether other cities in China will be. We are talking to a few big cities. Obviously, Chengdu is the biggest city in southwest China, but Shenzhen and Guangzhou, we are in discussion with them because we basically took them out of Chengdu market. So they got really nervous. They talked to us and said that can we form some sort of partnership in other cities, which is totally okay. Our idea is to have to be the research and technology company and let other people run the business operation. That's why on this slide we didn't have the time to talk about. We're going to expand when it's necessary, when it's possible, and we also try to find some partners at the global level if there's a need. But I believe there's a bus station in pretty much every single country. And this is subway in most of the major countries, most of the major cities. So I see the potential here.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. I'd like to kick her back. Thank you. And so I'd like to call up to the stage now Paul Poels, Director of Digital Analytics at Philips from the Netherlands. Please come on down.
All right, thanks very much for the presentation. I think any company is actually looking to become more effective in their advertising spend, in their marketing spend. So if out of home is a good channel, which is maybe underutilized at the moment and gives a better effectiveness than other channels, I think it will be very interesting for many companies. And you showed some interesting stats indicating that people are away from home 70% of the time, and only 4% of media is actually being spent out of home. So that sounds like an opportunity. And personally, I'm more focused on digital marketing. So usually when I think about out of home, I think about billboards, paper, print, and that's not really what I would think about. But we were also mentioning digital billboards and the opportunity to show screens in buses, in subways, and I think that could also be a very interesting opportunity for digital marketeers to show their digital content in a different channel as well. So very interesting.
No, actually you can't, but he can continue. Sorry.
Okay.
It's just his...
Go ahead.
And I think looking at the results that you've created, I think that looks very promising, and I can imagine that in many other cities or other countries where you have similar use of public transportation, you could easily replicate this in other buses and other subways.
Great. Well, gentlemen, thank you very much. Give him a hand. Please have a seat. Thank you.